A few years ago, I was the camp director at Treasure Mountain Scout Camp. We had a father who was also a scout leader who had his son with him who had multiple sclerosis, and he had been in a wheelchair for probably 5 or 6 years at that point. And he didn't want to give his son any special exemptions from the merit badges. He wanted him to do as much as he possibly could do, even with his limited capabilities. And so he came to me, and he was working on his first class rank at that point, and he says, you know, with swimming, that is just so difficult for him to do. He just can't swim. He just doesn't have the physical strength to do it. How can we make this work? And I said, well, let's think about everything he can do and what can we help you and help him with so he can accomplish that, so he can get his first class. And so he came back to me the next day and said, how about if we put floaties on his arms and have him wear a life jacket while he's doing his swim test? And I said, that sounds great. And he said, okay, if you approve of that, we'll do that. And he says, now I'm going to be in the water with him. I won't touch him, but I just want to be by his side. And I said, that sounds wonderful. And so he took him down to the waterfront. And this is a cold spring-fed lake. It is not warm at all. And he, jumps in, and the cold water just, shocks his poor little body there. Takes his breath away, but his dad's there and says, you can do it, Connor. And so he starts, swimming with his, skinny little arms, with hardly any muscle on it. And it takes him a while, but he completes it. And we were down there on the dock watching him. It was just so wonderful to see, when he came out of the water, the confidence and, he did it, and we're all just cheering for him, and he was so proud of what he had accomplished. And that was just, wonderful to see what scouting was doing for him at that point. Later on during the week, the troop was scheduled to climb Table Rock, which is an 11-mile hike up about 4,000 feet vertical. And, how are they going to do that with this boy in a Jazzy? It's, switchbacks, narrow trails, there's no way that Jazzy is going to do it. And so the dad with the other scout leaders made kind of a travois type thing with staves where the boy was sitting on, and everybody was taking turns basically carrying him up to Mount. But when he came back down after camp, it took him all day to do it and get back into camp. But he was, just elated to see, because the view up there, you can see literally for hundreds of miles throughout the valley, and the Grand Teton is just right there, and you can feel like you can reach out and touch it, and it just buoyed him up, and he was so proud of what he was able to accomplish. And, the leaders and all the boys were really great. A few years later, I was invited to attend his Eagle Court of Honor, and he'd earned, I believe, almost 40 merit badges. And at that point he was in his wheelchair totally, and he was just so proud talking about scouting and how much scouting had meant to him and all the things that he was able to do. And a few years ago, his disease got to him and he passed away. But his family was just very grateful for scouting and all the great memories that they were able to help build with their son, and the impact that scouting had on their whole family, dealing with their son. And they have a younger boy that's in Cub Scouts right now that has the same problem. And but they're just moving forward and helping him through the Cub program, and he's getting ready to transition into Boy Scouts now. And the whole family just loves scouting and what it does to help bring them together and help them get over these trials and difficulties that they have going on in their lives.